inauguration, and there's a group of men here who are no strangers when it comes to history. We're talking about the Tuskegee Airmen, and you know my beloved departed father was among that group, and these were a group of brave African-American men, the first black Air Corps in the military. They flew in World War II. There were roughly 1,000 that were trained back in the day, 1,000 of them as pilots. There are roughly 300 that are still with us today, and also some crew members and mechanics. And it just took a team effort to make this Tuskegee experience happen. And I had a chance to spend a few minutes with some of them here and let them know what this moment, what this day means to these heroes. Of brothers who volunteered to fight for a segregated America, putting country first, though it treated them like second-class citizens.
Fighting for our country wasn't particularly difficult, but fighting for equality was more difficult.
The Tuskegee Airmen would go on to fly more than 200 combat missions under heavy enemy fire. Today, Tuskegee Airmen are hailed as heroes, not just for African Americans, but for all. Among those heroes, my late father, Colonel Lawrence E. Roberts, who once wrote, "I will forever be grateful to God for having given me honor and privilege to serve the land of my birth as a Tuskegee Airman." In 2007, the Tuskegee Airmen received the Congressional Gold Medal, and today they are honored guests at the inauguration of the first African-American Commander-in-Chief. I recently had the chance to catch up with several Tuskegee Airmen at the Smithsonian's Air and Space Museum. What does it feel like to be here in Washington, D.C. at the invitation? You were invited.
It's a great honor for me to see something I had never seen. I would realize I could see this in my lifetime, African American. And this is wonderful to me. And I'm here so I can shake hands with Obama and hug Michelle. And let them know.
When you asked that question a few seconds ago, a tear came out of this eye because I always look forward to this coming to pass for the next generation. And here I am looking at it and taking part in it. What a feeling, tremendous feeling.
One word, unimaginable. Unimaginable. And that says it.
You were the original I can. Yes, right. Yes, we can. You were the original. Yes, we can. You were a mechanic, weren't you?
Right, aircraft mechanic. And Robin, as I said, when I got to Tuskegee that year, they were just in the beginning stage, and we came from ground up and made it possible.
This group was selected of the best caliber of black males in the country at that time. That's a Tuskegee Airman.
That is, you're right about that.
That's it.
Though they earned respect in the air, the airmen faced the harsh realities of racism on the ground. But a deep love of country gave them the courage to fight on and help pave the way for this moment in history. What piece of advice, I'm going to ask each of you this, piece of advice you would want to give Barack Obama?
Just keep on doing what he's doing. That's what I will say. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Remain calm. He's the coolest cat I've ever seen.
And what would you want to say to him?
You have a good mind, a bright mind, and I like your attitude. It's wonderful. Continue what you're doing, and may God bless you.
Words of wisdom from men who've seen this nation's darkest hours, help preserve its greatest freedoms, and now witness one of its greatest achievements. I tell you, the Tuskegee Airmen, they're cool cats.
They are
themselves.
Cool as the cool.
My father retired as a full colonel in the United States Air Force, and this was an eagle that he wore on his uniform, and I will have it clutched in my hand for the inauguration. And there's something that he told me. He said that he was so grateful that President Truman ended segregation in the military. And he said at that moment, when you could be neighbors and just come together, that the Tuskegee experiment, which was called an experiment in the beginning to see if these men had the courage and the intelligence, he said the Tuskegee experiment became the American experience. And that's what was so important to him, that he was proud to serve the land of his birth as a Tuskegee Airman.
Well, I know your mom is going to be here, and we just have to believe he knows.
Oh, he does.
That he knows.
He knows.
We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
Let me assert my firm belief